We officially closed out Reggae Month last Friday with a salute to dancehall, which featured a lineup of performances from some of the industry's greats.
Overall, it was an excellent Reggae Month, and we can only get better each year.
If you missed it, you missed a great show, but guess what? Not to worry, we have the highlights. Hello and welcome to the show that brings you more. You're inside Jamaica Magazine. It is Sunday, and we are in the month of March, inching closer to that bun and cheese. I'm Adrian Atkins, and your facilitator for the next half hour. Skipping through the pages, we talk drought, budgeting, fire prevention, so don't go anywhere. We soon come. Many would consider dancehall to be the most popular music in Jamaica. It began in the late 70s and has now impacted all different types of musical genres worldwide. So fitting it was that a salute to dancehall was used to bring the curtains down on Reggae Month 2023. We now bring you the highlights.
We had to do an event that recognized dancehall. And of course, dancehall is the genre that expresses reality in so many ways.
After a month packed with daily activities and spectacular entertainment, Reggae Month 2023 closed out with an immaculate night dubbed Salute to Dancehall. Powered by the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. Kept on the grounds of Mass Camp, the event was free to the public and featured some of the pioneers in the industry. Showtime kicked off at 9 with Singing Melody, formerly of the group Lust, delivering a thrilling performance.
Reggae, 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 reggae! So let's do this! My heart is filled with so much love and need. Someone I can call my own. What we are going to Reggae Month? Run like the wind, run like the wind, run like the wind. You know what love was meant to be. Oh, the kind of love that lasts. I want you to sing with me, and I want you here with me. Oh my God, from tonight until the end of time.
And after that dynamic performance, the crowd welcomed Peter Metro.
All who proud to be Jamaican, let me see the one. Wanna put up on the one. All who proud to be Jamaican, let me see the one. We wanna wave on the one. Put up your one because you love your bad land. Sweet, sweet Jamaica, yeah we come from. All who love sweet Jamaica, let me see the one. Oh, I wake up in the morning with my hair down in my eye, and she says everybody. And then I stumble to the breakfast table while the kids going off to school and wave goodbye. Goodbye. Yeah.
And after saying goodbye to Peter Metro, the stage welcomed an artist that goes by the name Mr. Lex.
Check. Yo, check. Yo, Moscow. Yo, Rafa, ready? Woman, never talk your coke. Chicken, you have to pretend look at what. How many times I come down, me one book. Recipe book. Yeah, I can hear you. When you talk your coke. Chicken, you have to pretend look at what. How many times I come down, me bang book. Recipe book. Boom. Big Sunday morning, you lead them in a bed for your boy to man. He's on. That one on here. Every night me go to bed, me and me pray. And on the Father God, me make me see the other. He give me the ears, he give me the strength, me make me sing and DJ. Me not care when nobody wants to. Sometimes I reason with myself, that must have think that me mad. But them no worries, and me a reason with God. No. Have a new style, what them call it. Full on, Jen. So when me say the style name again now. Jesus.
After stirring up the crowd with hits after hits, Mr. Lex set the pace to welcome the Dr. Beanie Man, the king of the dancehall.
The king is here. A celebration party. Reggae men look arty and the girl them hot. Hush. All night we been dancing and Stone Love playing and we sing for me, hold on. Ole, 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 ole. I'm feeling hush, hush, hush. This man. But if a chubby this man. Come on.
And after delivering some consultation performances, the doctor started administering the treatment.
She is the dancehall queen for life.
Gonna explode like dynamite. And she's moving up the stage. She's gonna mash up the place like dynamite.
She's the dancehall queen for life.
Gonna explode like dynamite.
Hey.
And she's moving out of stage. She's gonna mash up the place like dynamite. Hey, hey, hey. Ooh.
She don't really need a
boyfriend.
She don't need a toy friend.
Boyfriend.
Nah, and she don't really need another man. But if I open my heart, I can see that. Hey! If you're my this time,
I'll love you much better.
Bob's the Grange, thank you for this day. Reggae day. And a reggae man, that's how we stay. Man, a dancehall DJ, that's how we stay. Yeah, cause you know a dancehall music play. Anytime you hear rough cut, them a play. Being it on the mic and me a DJ. Wait for the one right away, I'm okay.
After dominating the second segment of the Starfield show, the doctor passed the torch to the fireman himself.
It's a king of fire. Keep it burning, yeah. Come on, everyone, when this is fire time. Blazing this fire when the rain or shine. Come on, everyone, when this is fire time. I'm the real Taylor. Burning you. Oh, burning you. Ask them if you go on them out. Rock them up. Oh, cause I will never stop. Joe, always keep the fire burning. Cause I will never stop. Yeah, yeah. King of fire. Oh, I keep it burning. Oh, I want your name. Jaja City. One feet on it in a cowboy town. When I look and know, Jaja City. One feet on it in a dead man town. When I look and know, we don't want no more dead in a town. Mr. Happy go so lucky, chica happy, oh. We don't want no more dead. Mix. When this a joke, girl, we don't want no more hit. We don't want no more game, we don't want no more justice. When I like me promote, which is righteousness. So don't get a link when I say again.
Honoring the title as the real fireman, he set mass camp ablaze, and the energy did not cool. It was time to
rise to the occasion. Look at yourself and say you're strong. No one can stop you. Rise to the occasion. Look at yourself and say you're strong. Must jump my song. It's for you to make the best in the life. Now that you've got the chance, get up and step towards a goal. It's alright. Simplicity we use. Then they found it difficult because they inherited. Simplicity we used to survive. Burn the powder seeds and strive. Jamaica say simplicity we used to survive. Then they found it difficult because they inherited died. Simplicity we used to survive. Well done. Well I say guide over roads. Emperor. The main road is so rugged and steep. I know it is people to them, they're not seen no teeth. Guide over. Emperor Selassie. That's the knees good and never get. I know it is us to make it home.
The lineup was great, and we started and involved mainly the pioneers of the music. We couldn't put everybody on the show, but we carefully selected individuals who provided the variety that would make it a good evening. Everybody thoroughly enjoyed themselves, and the performers also appreciated the fact that we had tonight Salute to Dancehall.
The country is currently experiencing a period of drought. The drought season runs from January to March each year, and government has been exploring various methods to ensure water is available to Jamaicans during these dry months. We get to know the mechanics behind one of those methods next. Jamaica is known for its tropical climate, which brings warm weather. While showers are possible all year round, the land is not free from periods of drought. January to March and July are classified as the dry seasons, with February being the driest month, on average producing just about 15 millimeters of rain, or roughly 3 rainy days. And so the need for artificial recharge systems. An artificial recharge system is used to store excess water for use later, like periods of drought. The water stored in these wells can be put to environmental, agricultural, and urban uses. In order to serve the well-polluted communities in St. Catherine and the Kingston metropolitan area, government constructed the Innswood Artificial Recharge System.
Water is critical, and it is a part of the agenda of the government that we provide these resources to improve the quality of life.
The St. Catherine-based facility is funded by the Inter-American Development Bank at a cost of $1.07 billion. Situated on 68 acres of land, it is the largest artificial aquifer recharge system in Central America and the Caribbean. It diverts approximately 5 million gallons of water per day from the Rio Cobra River through the National Irrigation Commission NIC Canal during the wet season.
The question of water is critical, whether it is water for domestic or agricultural purpose. This is a facility that is providing the resources in terms of water that is badly needed in this part of St. Catherine to deal with the agricultural side of the parish.
The construction of this station involves a raw water intake structure, as well as inlet structures for 2 infiltration wells, 3 sinkholes, and 2.1 kilometers of pipelines. The facility treats the raw water from the Old Harbour branch of the NIC Canal through a series of settling basins that remove sediments, pollutants, and other particles. This will ensure that the water is of good quality. These wells need to be recharged to ensure easy access to potable water.
You might see the water going away and going through the system, but it is being stored because it's going into the aquifer itself. This is a limestone aquifer, so it is very easy for that operation to take place actually, because the nature of the limestone with the cracks and the fissures is such that the injection of the water into the aquifer is guaranteed.
Having seen the successful implementation of the Innswood Underground Water Recharge System, government is examining the feasibility of replicating it in Manchester and St. Elizabeth.
Touring this facility, looking at the tremendous output that has been laid down at this facility. And this is something I will engage the technical people in a discussion on to see how best we can replicate this in other parishes where there is a severe need for this commodity, especially in parishes such as Manchester and St. Elizabeth, where, you know, that section of the island accounts for a significant portion of what goes to the market that is placed on the tables of the homes across the country.
Water is a primary commodity in the development process. It is critical to production and the quality of life.
We have the capacity to provide water, but it has to be done in a regulated and in a structured way.
That is why we have a system like this in place to help to give that guarantee of the delivery of the resource.
Far too often we hear about incidents of house fires, but how can we prevent them? Watch as we give a detailed outline of preventative measures.
Fire! Fire! My bed, my clothes.
Same script, different day. What's worse, sometimes a human being, even a child, dies in these unfortunate situations. The loss of lives and valuables as a result of fires is impacting those who remain behind. The mental effort to get up from the ashes. Taxpayers too are being burnt, as more dollars are being shelled out for fire emergency operations. Homeowners must implement fire safety plans.
It's important for us to fireproof our homes because we have our families and we normally have strict guidelines as to how you operate within the home, how you store your chemicals as it relates to your kitchen, how you manage your heat sources, how you handle your plugs. So the safety measures that you take as it relates to the protection of your children.
Here are a few situations you must avoid to prevent losing your home to fire. Finally home from a tired day at work. The first thing many people do is get something to eat. Now, this is when a fire safety sin is usually committed, having a cigarette while tired or the stove is left on. What else at home are you not doing safely? Like this, using a computer or mobile phone on the bed. So they should not be used on flammable surfaces such as beds or sofas.
Leaving your cell phones on your bed can trigger the ignition temperatures of that spread or sheet and can actually cause a flame. So we encourage you not to leave your cell phones unattended. It's an active source of heat, and worse when it is charging. It has caused many house fires based on our statistics.
Between 2010 and so far in 2019, 100 children were burnt to death. One of the main causes of these deadly fires, a child left unattended with burning candles.
Based on investigation from fires, we find that most of the times it's because we leave our children unattended, right? So we leave them with the matches, we leave them with the candles, we leave them with the lighters, and we leave them with maybe a laptop or an iPod, something to keep their attention, but they are fascinated by flame.
Here are some other factors found by the brigade to be the major causes of fires within the home. Clothes put to dry at the back of the refrigerator. Storing plastics on cooking gas cylinders.
We identify this as a fire hazard because if you notice, it is pretty much close to the source of heat, which would have been the stove itself. All right, so we can have a spark from this. The Jamaica Fire Brigade encourages that cylinders over 30 pounds should be stored outside. So here we have two heat sources, a microwave and a toaster oven. All right, plus there is a charger plugged directly between both sources of heat. What we encourage is that there should be sufficient space to allow for air to pass through. In the bathrooms, the heat sources, for example, your blow dryer, you leave those on running while you do other stuff, while you wash your face, something. But leaving them near your towels and your other materials that can burn, your clothes, that can spark flames.
As for power strips, they should not be overloaded.
So we also encourage that if you're using extension cords, do not run them behind furniture, do not run them under the carpet, because the constant pressure on the cords themselves will cause breakage. Again, if it is near a combustible material, it can cause a fire.
It is crucial that these fire safety measures are adhered to. Every home should have a fire safety plan that is known by each member of the household. Lastly, but very important, keep the numbers of the nearest fire station saved in your telephone contacts.
The general public can make a request for us to come inside the homes, check where you should have a smoke detector, check where an extinguisher should be, because you should have these in your homes as well.
The government is proposing to spend a total of $1 trillion in the 2023-2024 fiscal year. This is Jamaica's first $1 trillion budget, and it was tabled in the House of Representatives recently. But how much do you know about a budget? This next feature will explain in simple terms.
My presentation today is on getting the best bang for your budget. Budgeting, simply defined, is creating a plan to spend your money. Good budgeting, however, is ensuring that you're spending less than you earn. I know budgeting can be hard. You make a budget and you find it difficult to stick to it, but it's one of the best ways to keep track of where your money is going every month, and then you can identify what changes you need to make in order to reach your financial goals. When making your budget should include things like your needs, your wants, your savings, your investments, and your emergency fund. So typically what we're saying is that your money monthly should be going towards savings, your bills and utilities, your insurance, and your emergency fund. You also would want to ensure that when you're making your budget, you give every dollar a job and keep track of your spending. Keep a financial journal if necessary. This will help to keep you on track, and you can record and identify the things that you're actually spending your money on. So, one of the first things you'd want to do when you're creating your budget is create a financial plan, and it will help you to map out the actions that you need to take towards achieving these goals. And please ensure that you put your short-term as well as your long-term goals in your financial plan. After you've created your financial plan, then you'd want to identify all your streams of income. Your streams of income is not only your 9 to 5, and that's a mistake that a lot of us make. What about your other passive incomes? What about the earnings you make from your skills? You might be getting an inheritance. You might be getting an annuity. You might be the type of person to buy and sell things. You have to account for every single dollar you make. And likewise, if you're going to account for all your earnings, you'll also have to account for all your monthly expenses. And your monthly expenses is not only your utility bills. A lot of times we neglect to include the other things that we have to spend on. Sometimes the simple things like our personal care, your groceries, your hair care, your wants. Some of us have things that we have to do to maintain our mental health. Include those things in your budget. All things must be accounted for, so you identify where all your income is coming from and you identify all your expenses. So now, let's uncover some of those bad financial habits that are wrecking our financial future. And while it's easy to identify some of our big expenditures, sometimes it's uncovering some of those smaller, more sneakier daily expenses that will save you a lot of money in the long run. My first question to you is, are you paying your bills on time? Paying your bill late comes with penalty fees, and these fees add up. Implementing the right debt payoff strategy You can pay off your debt quickly, end up saving more, and you end up having more money towards your other financial goals. Prioritize paying off your debts. Things that we tend to let slip through as well. Most banks have a charge that is associated with going to the ATM. Not to mention, if you decide that you're going to use another bank's ATM because it's more convenient, then you end up paying 2-3 times the amount. So you have to keep a close eye on your money, guys. You have to keep track of these fees. Cutting out unnecessary expenses will actually help you to save a lot of money each month. So let's quickly talk about some of the money habits that we need to develop. Pay yourself first. Take out money for your savings. Put it in an investment account if you have to. Have a separate bank account, but pay yourself first. Build up on your retirement fund. Increase your deductions. This will not only help you to put more money towards your retirement saving, but it also reduces your taxable income. And try to make it at least the amount that your employer will match. That's like getting free money. Who doesn't want free money, right? Save for the future. Saying things like YOLO or FOMO can make you feel like you need to spend all your money now. But there needs to be a balance. Enjoy your life now, but be sure that you're saving money for the future and working diligently towards your goals. Live below your means. If you're spending more than you earn, at some point, you're going to have to require credit to cover the rest. If you find yourself having to get credit to pay for basic things, then you need to revisit what you're doing. To grow your money and create real wealth, you need to start investing. Invest your money and help to build up and secure your financial future. Last but not least, invest in a critical illness plan, guys. So I'll end by saying, not budgeting your money, combined with bad financial habits, not saving, can leave you vulnerable to unexpected emergencies, living from paycheck to paycheck, not to mention not having enough money for retirement. You can achieve your financial goals. It's just a matter of prioritizing, sticking to your budget, and tracking your spending.
Madam Speaker, as it relates to the point of Portmore becoming the 15th parish, from the consultations we've had across East Central St. Catherine, Madam Speaker, I met in town halls, in schools, I met with persons. Madam Speaker, we did our canvassing of the point, and the people of East Central are ready to have Portmore become the 15th parish of Jamaica. Presently, how Portmore is structured, I have a division, the Portmore Pines division, which includes Lakes Pen, which is properly Spanish Town, and Lime Tree, properly Spanish Town. Madam Speaker, whilst they vote for the councillor of the Lakes Pen division, Madam Speaker, they cannot vote for a mayor of Portmore because it is recognized that they do not sit in Portmore. Madam Speaker, they don't sit in Portmore. As is the present boundary situation in Portmore cannot continue. It is untenable, and without Portmore having been named as the 15th parish, we will do a great disservice to the local governance structure itself and how we service or provide service to the people of this country.
We're signing out for today, but not to worry. You can rewatch today's offering or other content like this by visiting our website, jis.gov.jm. Do join us again tomorrow on the same station as we bring another informative, educational, and entertaining package of Jamaica Magazine. Until then, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Pleasant viewing.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.